Hi, my name is Deacon Matt Halbach, Executive Director of Catechesis for William H. Sadleir. This is our fifth video for our Quick Tips series for faith formation in the home. This one's titled A Daily Examen Prayer with Family. Don't be thrown by that word, not examine or examination, like an examination of conscience. The Daily Examen Prayer with Family. And we're going to talk about what that is and how to do it. So here we go. What is the examen? Well, it's founded by, or it was thought up by, St. Ignatius of Loyola, who is the founder of the Jesuits. It is a way of recollecting where God has been. This examen prayer can be done in a different frequency, like daily. It can be done hourly. It can be done weekly. Not too much more than that, because it's really hard to remember, especially in these times now. It seems like one day blurs into the next, and it's hard to remember what's happened. So unless you're really good at journaling and keeping, a record of things, I wouldn't go longer than 1 week in doing the examen. But the idea is to recall in your own way, in a creative way, kind of where God has been in your life and where have you been with God. So I'm a family man. I'm a deacon. We have 6 kids. Our oldest is 12. Can't believe that. And our youngest are twins that are 16 months. And in between, we've got a 5-year-old girl and then an 8 and a 9-year-old boy. So we like to do this examen prayer with kids, and we've modified it for our own purpose. But just some quick tips within the quick tips on praying with children. Just remember that depending on their age, but kids that are still in the single digits are very concrete thinkers. So to talk abstractly doesn't resonate as deeply or as powerfully with them as like really kind of concrete thinking. Diverse learning styles, that's not just for children, that's all of us, whether we're young or old. But just be mindful of that as you kind of watch and observe your own kids and how they best learn. Incorporate those learning styles into your prayer. So if your children like touch, then hold hands when you pray. If your children like visuals, then find some really cool visuals online, or if you have around your house, like a crucifix or a rosary or an icon or something like that. But the key is, for any kind of prayer, to be able to personalize it, and that goes for you as parent, but also for your kids, to really encourage them to pray in their own words and discover their own voice with God. So let's get into the examen, and this is how we do it at home. So we are in very concrete ways. Instead of saying things like, what made you happy today? We say things like, what is one thing that made you smile today? Very kind of concrete. We can see a smile. We know what that is. And then once the child names it, we thank God together for that opportunity to smile. So, for example, one might say, I want to smile because I did well on a test. Great. So let's thank you, Lord, for that good effort on the test. Then what's one thing that made you frown? And sometimes kind of 2 big buckets of categories. Either it has something to do with something my child did wrong or something bad that happened to them. In that case, we're asking for forgiveness. So we're like, for whatever that thing was I did, forgive me, Lord. Or someone did to me, forgive them, Lord. Or the other bucket is, help me remember one good thing that you gave me today, or one good thing that you blessed me with today. So it could be like, well, I didn't get my, I was waiting for a letter from my friend in the mail and it didn't come today, or something like that. People still write letters. But instead of focusing on that, what's one good thing that God gave you today that you could enjoy? Well, the sunshine maybe, or my family, or whatever it is, but to name that. What is one thing you're scared of? And then they name it, and it's either, Lord, help me to not be afraid, or help me to do something with the fear that I have, right? So talking about it, which we're already doing in prayer, maybe encouraging your child to write about it, their fear, and share it with you or with whomever they feel comfortable with. Draw something that demonstrates or depicts their fear, or act it out, which is what I meant by pretend, role plays, so to speak, just dealing with it. Finally, what's one thing you're excited about? Help me to wait, God. That's so difficult for all of us, young or old. Help me to wait to get out of my house. Can't wait for this quarantine to be over. And then help me to do something with this excitement I have, right? So again, how do we channel that energy? So I'm a dad, so the first thing I wrote there was chores. Give them a chore to do. Play, create something, etc. But this is how it flows in our family. It's 4 basic questions for each kid to answer, and then we thank God, or we ask God forgiveness, or we ask God to help us not be afraid, or we ask God to help us do something with our excitement. You can shape this prayer any way you want, but again, the point of the Examen is to kind of recall, and in this case, recall as a family, where God has been in our day. I hope this has been helpful. This is your quick tip number 5 from Deacon Matt Halbach. God bless.